Well, evening, guys. What's going on? It's, something's bit on my mind. It's a few minutes before 10 o'clock. And it's still Monday. It's, yeah, we'll go over the formalities, haven't we? Monday is December 6th, 2021. Okay, enough of that. No, I got an issue that's crawling up my butt on this one here. And no amount of preparation H is going to get rid of that damn itch. It's ignorance and arrogance and indifference and intolerance and lack of humanity, especially when it comes down for literature. Now, I should have been talking about this one a hell of a long while ago, since taking the English classes and reading English books, or not English books, but books in general, from different viewpoints, because these viewpoints are telling us in one way or another about our humanity through the eyes of the author. The author is the one who's interpreting humanity through his or her eyes, or shall we say their eyes, and interpreting something that should be addressed to us one way or another, either in the fictional way or non-fictional way. And we've had books for God knows how long, how many centuries. We've had authors write. We've had poets write longer than that. Since the dawn of man, apparently. The invention of writing and the tools necessary to write. We had to pour ourselves out in literature form and in artistic expressions to get the message out, whatever we were trying to scream, whatever we were trying to elucidate, or whatever we were trying to say. Because sometimes we don't even listen to each other. We don't have the lack of decency to listen to ourselves communicate with each other. Because it just doesn't happen. Taking point. Children's books. How many people, and how many decades, and how many centuries have complained about children's books not being the way they think they should be? Or interpreted in one particular way or fashion that seems to be sexist, fascist, chauvinistic, racist, barbaric, inhumane. How about something like The Giving Tree by I think her name was Shel Silverstein. The name of the author, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Shel Silverstein created a story called The Giving Tree back in the 1960s. It was just a simple children's story. For some people, it was just a basic, simple children's story to talk to people about. More like watching, or actually talking to them about the Brothers Grimm and scaring the living crap out of kids. Don't do this or else this will happen here. We tell more and more about horror stories through Brothers Grimm than we do concerning about some of the other authors who are trying to talk about altruism, giving, loving, basic human compassion. The story of The Giving Tree comes out, and it ticks off people greatly on media, not to mention throughout the ages. And I never understood why. I never read the book, but I had seen a cartoon made out of it. But it should have been more relevant to me at the time because I didn't think of it at the time. Those other issues happened. But every time I kept seeing that cartoon coming up on cable television, a long time ago, back in the 80s, I cried. I was a youngster and I cried. There was something poignant about it, something pure about it. And I cried. I cried for the tree. I didn't cry for the damn kid. I cried for the tree because she gave so much. And then the kid came back. And in an adult form at this point over here with our different ways of looking at things, yes, it may have been chauvinistic where the boy took advantage of the giving tree. But the thing with this, the boy was growing up as a kid. He was just a little toddler. Think of it in this way: a mother or a toddler or caregiver, even a nanny tree, who gave a lot, care for her charge. Nobody charged her. She charged herself to watch over this kid. To be the best friend, the best tree ever, the best creature, the best giving entity. She didn't create the kid, but she saw this kid crawling over to the tree, just playing around with it, not tearing it apart, probably tunneling around, and it probably warmed the tree's heart. So that bond was established somewhat. Katrina was willing to do anything and everything to keep this kid's delight going, because it delighted her. It meant something to her. It gave her purpose. And the kid would come back at different ages and different stages. And during those times, the tree wondered about it and grew old. She wanted to still be loved. She needed that love. I guess maybe she thought maybe the kid forgot about her. But she gave a lot towards the kid that she cared about, and she still did, regardless of how much the kid had taken from her. Gave the kid delight, even though it whittled her down to a damn stump. And I'm hearing all the adults freaking out about this damn thing. And I'm seeing the tree. And I'm trying to understand, because there is still so much potential love in that tree, that she was willing to sacrifice herself for the kid, because the power of love was greater than anything else. And the only thing the kid, or the old Ford came by, could ever do is still come back to his old friend. Even though it ended where the kid was sitting on her stump, they were still the best of friends. And she would do whatever she could, even giving her stump to the kid to let him rest. And the kid was, the man was tired. Did he ever realize during that story, during the time, how much that she loved him? How much she was willing to sacrifice for him? I know that there has been a lot of arguments concerning about this one, because two different sides on the damn thing. She was used, it was codependency. The guy should have been more aware of it. He wasn't. So it could have been chauvinism right there in the first place. But at a young kid at a young age, cares nothing for that. And the adults who've read it in their own adult lifestyle, in their own way, were interpreting it in their own isolated way of looking at things, including how people that we deal with are treating us, and how we're treating them back. Now, case in point, I identify with the kid, but I also identify with the tree. I lost a friend of mine. A long time ago, and it still hurts. She was a beautiful woman. She was a beautiful girl when I met her in high school, and I was scared shitless of her. She was full of life. She was full of grace, compassion. Why the hell she ever picked on a schmuck like me in the first place, I'll never know. My mother loved this woman. I was too damn afraid of my own damn shadow. Stephanie Lovett. Big Steph, we called her. And she was a big girl. She had a big heart. I wish I had those kind of feelings that she had for me. I mean, I wish I could have emulated those. And the thing is, I was too damn scared. I was too damn scared of things in life. And the thing is, I was too damn oblivious of it, too. Focusing on the other things I still needed to take care of, but this could have been one person that would have meant a great deal in my life, and she didn't. One of the regrets I'm going to have is not telling her that somehow I loved her too, but I just couldn't express it. I have a problem concerning about life itself and relationships and stuff like that. And then reading the poem again, actually going back over the story as an adult compared to a kid, the kid can't fathom. The kid can't understand the complexities we do as an adult, or the regrets we have to live with because of the decisions we've made, and how many people we've hurt in the process. I say the story because I needed to be reminded that sometimes I lack my own humanity towards others. And I've seen the viciousness in it. Back and forth. The pros and cons of the story. It's not like reading some of the other stories from the other writers, like, I'm going to have to use him, I'll probably have to use America's favorite writer, Twain, shall use him. We'll just use his last name, Clemens. Showing us the ugliness of our own selves in a way that made me pissed off reading it for the first time. And I was pissed off at that book, and a classic it is. And sometimes it has a problem with libraries of staying in there or not. Or how about The Catcher in the Rye? Hell, I read that in high school. It was required reading. 1984, Orwell. Government control. Or how about Aldous Huxley's Brave New World? Again, alternate thinking. Not your alternate thinking concerning about Asimov and his robots and his own future at the Foundation. Or let alone Bradbury and his own Martian Chronicles. let alone Roddenberry's Star Trek visions. They're still having complications to this day. When I see one particular piece of children's literature, and I'm not talking about the Brothers Grimm again, screw that one. I mean, that if you want to scare the living crap out of kids for the rest of their life and scar them psychologically, be like this. But for me, the Giving Tree, getting back to this particular piece of literature over here, trying to understand. It's simple for a kid to latch on to. But it's complicated for us adults because we think we know better. We think we're educated in our sophisticated ways. We know what dependency is like in one way or another, or in our form. And we rally against such items like this because it's simple. We can't understand simple. We have to be complicated, complex. We have to take things into a serious mode. We don't understand what it is to be the child. We don't understand what it is to be the tree. We don't understand the basics of the book itself. It's no wonder it was mentioned somewhat in our literature that we've been indoctrinated so many damn times, we've forgotten it. But it's genetic. The more we learn, the more we understand, the more how incredibly pissed off, sorrowful, and freaked out about our own damn mankind, to paraphrase it utterly at this point. It increases knowledge, increases sorrow. Yeah. Ignorance is bliss, isn't it? If we don't know what the hell's happening in the universe, we got no control over it, and therefore, let it be, man. Just let it be. We can't be that. We're complicated, sorry sons of bitches. We gotta know what the hell's going on. We take the hippy-dippy schluck, and we say, no, we got our own situation happening over here. We have this fear, we have this paranoia over here. We have this misunderstanding over here. We have this combat situation over here. We have. And we have to have it all together. Because we cannot be a complete, expressive, feeling human being. Oh, hello. What's that? No matter how many times I hear shrinks coming out of everywhere else, and behavioral therapists, and not to mention the pastors and the preachers and everybody else trying to say what our behavior is supposed to be, what we're supposed to be. I'm looking at humanity, I'm thinking we're all screwed right now, man. Because we don't know how to deal with each other. We have never been able to deal with each other. Now for thousands and thousands of years. You kidding me? We got documentation all over like crazy. We got people trying to kill each other over everything. Resources, products, materials, idealism. We even argue over a simple children's book. A children's book. In a time of season of giving and trying to learn how to deal with each other, we argue over a damn children's book. We don't know what it is to be an adult. We have lost our adulthood a long time ago. We have never got out of the damn sandbox. We're still toddler brains. Every one of us. Trying to be human to the next person over here, and yet telling the other schmuck he is a schmuck because they think he's a schmuck, or he looks in or dresses or something that reviles them. But they'll go off for this other person over here. It's the wonder in our religious texts that we have been raised and brought up have tried to show us the betterment of humanity, even in the form of the simplest stories that can be told to us, even in the form of a children's book or a children's story. I'll tell you, the boss man, whoever created us, that entity, that life form, that powerful surge of energy, cosmic, ultra-dimensional intelligence, with maybe a hint of what it knows to be compassionate and feeling. So sure, so someone will probably be asking him or it in the next dimension, saying, why in Sandhill did you actually want to create these people in the first place? And one of the answers is probably going to be because I wanted someone to love. I look at that force as the giving tree. That's how I connect with it. That's how I connect to it. That guy doesn't know his ass from a hot rock. We can yell and scream and yell like baboons all we want over a damn mud puddle. Or else we could try showing a little compassion towards each other. A little bit of humanity. Oh, I'm sorry, here comes the guy with a big club right now. He's going to show us some humanity. Pop. There goes my head. Blood spattering all over the place. I'm crushed on the ground. And he's blooding up the water. But it's his water pole. It's his water right now. So it kind of makes me wonder about humanity itself. We have struggled, we have tried to deal with this, we have tried to educate ourselves what's supposed to be the correct behavior. We have never been able to. We're still having a hard issue with it. We have seasons. We celebrate. We are so full of hypocrisy. It's not even funny. Merry Christmas, here's a frickin' gun, let's kill your ass. Oh, I'm sorry, let's make a photograph of our family over here with guns over here. Santa, give us some more ammunition. I keep wondering how that tree ever stood, looking at the boy growing up into something. And not tearing its roots apart or its veins apart because it seen the changes it didn't like, but still had enough positive force, enough love to tolerate them. And how that cosmic entity of us that we believe in so much, that I know I believe in much, can look at our society, can look at our life, and understand how screwed up we are and how misguided. Of course, we're misguided at this point over here. He sends down the sun over here, and we kill him. Next. This is the last night for Hanukkah. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't have any more candles. We just destroyed the candles in your menorah. Next. We're trying to celebrate something. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't celebrate that one. Next. Can I say anything else? Oh, I'm sorry, we're gonna zip up your lips here. Next. That's how we're trading with each other right now. And it still pisses me off. Elections come up for politics. We try to elect the most popular, sorry son of a bitch. It's supposed to be representing our own selfish and egotistic greed. Not the altruistic. Never the altruistic. Because God forbid, if we ever should be altruistic to each other at this point over here, I don't know what the hell kind of race we'd be calling ourselves. Or actually trying to act towards each other. Because I quite think that we lost ourselves and lost our humanity a hell of a long while ago. Or did we ever have it to begin with? People trying to do self-sacrifice, trying to demonstrate that there is a little bit of good, some kind of decency out there. Usually get whitewashed because some other asshole over here wants to take the spotlight, take out the damn bulb, smash the damn bulb, and laugh at people. It goes, next. We gotta argue over our damn children's book. We have to argue over something simplistic. We have to go crazy over it. How about to satisfy your sorry sons of bitches over there? Just imagine yourself in the story and taking a flamethrower and just torching a damn tree to its roots. Digging up the damn roots and torching everything else out. Would that satisfy you any way, shape, or form? I mean, it seems like humanity's already gone, so you might as well torch the whole damn thing. And prove that ashes are stronger than anything else. Of course, realizing that, and if you were cursed with immortality and you just torched every damn tree, you got to realize that your own piece of rock that you're living on is going to be torched by a big, gigantic ball of energy. And the sun goes nova, and you're still stuck on there. Ah, but you'll laugh, because you'll have a ship to escape yourself. What ship? You just torched it. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. You torched it when you torched the plant. You torched the minerals underneath. You torched it with all your anger and hatred. You torched it with anything and everything that you had. Yes, mate. You're living in a ball of ash right now that's still barely holding on together in the vacuum of space. One thing you keep forgetting, that trees have a way of producing oxygen, of life. And because you just torched the landscape, you're not going to have any oxygen left, are you? And because of the climate's already gone out of control at this point over here, any oxygen coming up from the ocean has already died off already because of the temperature increases. Temperature fluctuations. It has to be a nice temperate zone for life to function. I'm sorry, you don't realize that one because you burnt your books as well. No, I didn't. Ah, but you burned everything else. You burned up one tree, and you just continue to burn on. People may think that I'm over-exaggerating, but they keep forgetting about human history. They keep forgetting about human history. I'm not as old as the planet. I'm not as ancient as the universe or even beyond that. I'm just a 55-year-old guy who's been reading too many books, observing too much happening these days, talking to many people, and realizing the struggle to be who we're supposed to be will never cease. We'll argue over a damn children's book because we think we know better. Yeah, whatever intentions it was giving out doesn't matter anymore. We lost our humanity a long time ago. It's not when we grew up. I don't know when we did that. Not the growing up part. When we lost ourselves. ourselves back. I'd like to think so. They keep thinking about this Christmas. I've heard too many people talking about this Christmas season as being the season of miracles. I want one. I want humanity to get its humanity back. Finally get its soul back and finally realize what the hell it's been doing. Finally wake up and realize. Even children's books can teach us about ourselves. If we only paid attention at the time. But before it's too late.